And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
From the gun, Winston. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Ready? Black 25. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Winston now to throw on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
At the 47-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll throw again. Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Check Mike 57. Mike 57. Let's pick it up.
To the air again with Winston. Throw left side complete. That's ball. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 33.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston, there goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. Davidson. And this one complete to Smith. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Davidson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Jameis to throw it. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Ready? White 25. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
To throw, Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. To throw on second down, Davidson. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down.
Washington Redskins first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Set. 60 out, Law.
Watch the out. Watch the out.
Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog.
Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be second and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line. 54. Block 54.
Hey, watch your leg.
Let's go.
From the gun, Davidson. It's caught. Smith. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
At the 50-yard line.
Down. 10 Lobo.
50 seconds to Mike. All day.
61. Matchbox right. And I.
Check. You ain't doing nothing today.
And an alley to run. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On first down, this is Geis, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Here's second and 8. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jarvis Landry hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
Second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. To throw is Winston. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Check 26, check 26. You go tight, flip, flip, flip. You got tight right there.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Kendall Fuller in on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Winston. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Oh, you got D?
Here's Winston. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Watch out for Hill on the return. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
At the 16-yard line.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
I got it.
Hit it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Davidson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Davidson. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now Sanders. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Winston, he's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. So many times you think of these tight ends catching the ball already in the end zone, but today's tight end, they can run after the catch too to score.
They're big, they're strong, and they're extremely athletic, and they can surprise the heck out of you when they get the ball in their hands and they're running away from the defense.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. To the right side, and he's got Landry. Complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Davidson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Jameis now on 1st down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Flip, flip, flip. Flip, flip, flip.
Winston. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
Double dog, that's the way.
This is Geis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Davidson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Davidson. He's going to look. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Geis, they'll try to run it. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On the ground, Geis. And Geis is going to be stopped short as he did not get the push he needed. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Let's think here. You're still just in the second quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show them you have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then. But for now, we'll take the 3.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Winston now. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
First down. 15, run. 16. Ready?
Throwing on first down. Davidson. He's got Smith here. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
That's another Washington Redskins first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This one quickly into the hands of Landry. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Washington Redskins first down.
Ready? 70, Indy.
On first down, Davidson. Complete. Smith has it. And they can't corral him. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a give, right side, it's Geis. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
At the Eagles' 33-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Wild Bill. 49, check 49.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. It's Hill, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
You better be afraid of me.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
Let's go.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Washington Redskins, first down. First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Right there. 54 Mike.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Bang! Let's go.
On first and 10, Davidson. A screen to Bell. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at the 3. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Wait. Check 3.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Ready. Blue 80. Watch the screen. Wait. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Get him.
2nd and 11. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Geis. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
60 yards.
Now a draw play. This is Bell. And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Line 54. I want that. Give me that ball.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. Here we go on second and 12. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the fourth. The Redskins on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a run with Geis, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
From the gun, Winston. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. They'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Equanimous St. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. This time, the extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open. And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And his throw is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. Let's go.
Throwing, Winston. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 19. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
First down, Winston. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run with Geis. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Geis with a carry on 2nd down. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Washington Redskins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Bell. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let him know.
On the draw, they go to Geis. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
64, weak.
On the ground, it's Geis. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that should just about do it.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this,